Everybody in their lives has those news stories, crimes, events, whatever you want to call them, where it's a where were you when situation, right? Like, where were you when you saw this come on the TV? And for a lot of people in Massachusetts, I would say over the age of 40, this is probably there. Where was I when this happened? As far as like criminal cases go, between this and O.J. Simpson. Because when Charles Stuart made a phone call to Boston police and reported that his wife, Carol, had just been shot in a carjacking in Mission Hill, a whole story starts to unfold and leads to another complete 180, the likes of which Massachusetts had never seen before. This is probably one of the craziest, if not the craziest, crime story in the history of Massachusetts. This is the Charles Stuart story. Welcome to The Search. Let's get into it. Do you like Hilltop Steakhouse, Al?
2 for Sioux City. I do.
That'd be a great t-shirt.
2 for Sioux City.
Yeah.
Be a great t-shirt.
Unreal
yeah,
shirt.
with the cows. Have you thrown a
anything,
couple cows on
yep.
that? What if the cows were saying it?
I know. Little comic text box. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's
we're
good.
giving
That's
out
a
free.
great sign.
Yeah, we need either your or Toro's merch company to get on that like right now. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be a thing. Tell the people about the Hilltop real quick before we get into this another crazy North Shore story.
Have we discussed the Hilltop? How have we not discussed the
I don't
Hilltop?
think in any of the intros. No, I don't think we have. No, I do not think we have. We
The
have
dressing?
border.
We
We
didn't
had
miss the dressing? The dressing at the Hilltop?
which dressing though? Just any dressing?
The house dressing was...
Oh,
to
just
die
the house
for.
dressing.
First of all, that place, I don't know how it ran efficiently. Frank Giuffrida knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
How big that place was, how many people were in and out of that place.
Yeah.
If you could go drop like an alien comes back into time and dropped onto Route 1 in like the late 80s, early 90s, I think it'd be a case study in what America was. Like
that's a great Hilltop was the perfect microcosm of like American society, specifically like Massachusetts society as a whole.
Yeah.
I think that was the absolute perfect everyman restaurant, middle class family restaurant. I heard the lobster pie was like legendary. One of those like retired food items.
I bet you if you asked like people 40 to 60 like what their favorite meal was there, you'd get like 8 different things.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100% right.
I just think they had a huge menu. Everyone loved that place.
It was just, I don't know how it's, the fact that it's not still open is just, I mean,
You know
listen,
how
real
families
estate's
go.
real estate.
Yeah.
Good for Frank Giuffrida.
Good for the Giuffrida
Good
family.
for the Giuffridas, because that place, to sell that place, would you put it up against Kowloon?
In terms of what it means to Route 1?
I think Kowloon's got one side. I think if it's not Hockeytown, it's Hilltop that has like the iconography on the other side, the southbound side and the northbound side. Kowloon's got northbound.
I don't know, Prince with that leaning tower.
Dude, I don't.
No, I think Hilltop.
Hilltop's got
another
it. Prince
level.
is up there, but Hilltop's got it. In my
I think
opinion.
by longevity, it's kind of like Michael Jordan, LeBron James debate,
Right.
Longevity versus,
Well, Hockeytown's obviously got the
Prime.
longevity. It's still open.
right.
Right.
Same with Prince.
Same with Prince.
So
I think we're looking at potentially a Jordan, LeBron, Larry Bird conversation right there.
those 3.
Yeah. Then where do you put Kyle? I don't know.
Give me Bird.
Yeah, all day long,
me
twice
Bird.
on Sundays. But yeah, that was. I've heard stories about Hilltop. I always wondered where the wait staff went. Did they die when it closed?
I think they all went at the same time. You're right.
I think everybody just died, right?
Yeah,
Right?
probably.
Jokes aside, I know a couple of them went to the Continental. Shocker.
Yeah, probably.
Shocker.
Selling that bean dip.
Yep.
And that's another place that closed, the Continental.
I know, huh? It's crazy. Isn't that fucking nuts? That's just crazy, man. Heard the
Stinks.
holdovers were great there.
What's a holdover?
Like a
popover?
A popover. My bad. A popover.
Holdover.
Sorry, you're right. A holdover. My fault. Just got the.
Continental was great. Continental had great stuff. Those little red tufted leather boots. And the bean dip. I was a big bean dip guy.
Big bean dip guy.
Yeah. You wouldn't think it'd be like who the hell would like a bean dip? Until you opening a pack of those saltine crackers and smearing some beans on, you think? Pretty good. I think it's just beans made with
Don't get me
relish.
wrong. I love a good like refried bean dip with like nachos.
Okay. That's more of a smush bean than
I
like a
guess.
full
Yeah.
bean.
Okay. You're right. Right. I'm just saying something you can dunk
Yeah.
into the beanage and pull that.
I think
bad
that's what
Larry
the
out.
Latins, they got down pat. The Latinos,
Beans. Oh, yeah.
we don't need enough of them anymore.
Oh, no, dude. A can of Goya black beans.
Oh, I get some pupusas and a side of beans. It's to die for.
Specifically, Stephanie's in Lynn.
Delicious.
The best, my favorite restaurant pupusa right now. 100%.
It's up there. It's definitely up there.
100%.
The birria tacos are delicious too.
Oh, my favorite birria taco.
You think that people listen to this and they're just like, wow, are these kids just fat and always hungry? Yes.
I mean, me not as much anymore, hungry-wise.
Yeah.
Culture's appetite thing, we'll say that. But we definitely know our way around food.
Yeah.
It's been a lifetime of a lot eaten. I think we are looking at right here. I think this is like, is this the Massachusetts true crime case? Is this the biggest one? I think it is. It really might be, man.
It's up there. I mean, the only one I'm going to say that might take the cake in terms of is a recent one would be Karen Reed.
Yo, you're right.
I think that might be the only one that could
Yes.
compete for the throne.
I think Karen Reed might have it because that is arguably like one of the most famous trials in
I don't think that's ever going to go away.
Never. It's never going
That's
to go
how it
away.
feels.
But this was like 40 years ago, and you can just bring it up, and people will be like, "Oh, like I remember this."
That's
I think
what I mean
this
when
is.
I say it's like a where were you when?
Yeah.
Everybody remembers when the story first, like the fake one, and then the break.
And then the police response.
And the police response.
Yeah.
It was on Rescue 911.
Yep.
Right? What else was it on, you said? Something was like...
Well, Rescue 911 was on the scene when it happened because they were filming all of the Boston paramedics and the dispatches and all that. So I think there's an episode. You guys can watch that online.
You can also get the 911 call.
Yes.
Is also online.
Yeah.
So that's fucking crazy.
It's an interesting episode. And HBO just did a series on it, I think 4 or 5 parts, maybe like a couple years back. So, I mean, I do think this has legs in terms of longevity.
It does.
Karen Reed will be the same thing, though.
Yeah. Absolutely. If I'm not mistaken either, you said the 911 call is like 20 minutes long?
No, I think it's the whole episode's 20 minutes.
Oh, the whole episode. I'm sorry.
But they kind of like
weave
weave in and out. But yeah, I mean, in terms of what they cut, I'm assuming that 911 call is that long. Like, it took a long time for them to get them from the first call.
Right. Do you want to tell the people a little bit about Charles Stuart? He worked on Newbury Street, Revere guy.
Yeah,
selling fur coats or something, right?
Well, I think we start with Carol Stewart for the only reason. Like, she's the real victim in this case.
Yeah, of course.
Born March 26, 1949. She's actually from Medford. To Justo and Evelyn DeMady. She had one brother, Carl. Shout out Carl. Carl was actually my high school principal. So 4 years.
Wait, are you being dead serious?
Dead serious. Yeah.
The same guy?
Yeah, the brother.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. They look exactly the same, too. It's kind of
really?
It's kind of
It's
weird
like
to look at
uncanny?
the picture.
Yeah, holy shit.
You could tell they're brother and sister.
Wow.
Yeah, so I kind of knew about the case. I mean, not as much of some of the details.
Right.
Just because it's like,
well, we also have family. Your mother and my mother went to high school, Revere High, with the two of them at different times.
Yeah.
Because Matthew was my mother's age.
The Stewarts,
The Stewarts, yeah. And then Charles was more your mother's age. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, so it's kind of hits a little close to home. Mm-hmm. I remember back in the day they had a scholarship, a memorial every single year for her. So like the family always did try to keep it alive, keep the name in public eye. They were working class, close-knit Italian-American family, obviously with that last name, a lot of vowels. Giusto. You don't hear the word Giusto anymore.
Giusto, yeah.
Giusto. Her father worked making pizza dough, and the family ran and worked a pizza shop.
I hate that it just nailed the stereotype. Full-blown hit it right out of the park.
I bet you he made a fucking fantastic pizza dough.
Oh, this guy probably had it down fucking pat, because it sounds like he was off the boat.
Oh, yeah.
And just a magician with the dough.
Guaranteed. Strong student, graduated actually from Medford High. She went to Medford High. Political science degree from Boston College, another very well-educated person. Law degree from Suffolk Law.
Damn.
Yeah, passed the bar, but then became a tax attorney. So she's passed the bar as a lawyer and became a tax attorney. She was a practice lawyer at a Boston firm. And then it was like a tax. I think it was, the way I'm thinking is like tax law is kind of what she was kind of,
probably a lot of corporate shit.
Yeah. She was diligent, kind, grounded. The way that Carol and Chuck actually met is she worked at the Driftwood in Revere as a bus person. Then she moved up to a server, and I believe he was a cook. He actually wanted to open a restaurant as he got
So
older.
can you tell the people what the driftwood is now?
I don't even know. What would it be now? I don't know. But look, the driftwood was like the spot to be in Revere.
Really?
Oh yeah, like 300 to 500 seats. Everybody went there.
Wow.
Oh, it was massive.
Holy
It was
shit.
like the place to go. It was like the restaurant.
I would love to know like where it is. Can we chat GPT that maybe or something like that? I
I'll
would
look
love
up
to know where
exactly.
that is. It's not where the wharf is, right? Is that what?
No. This was on the beach.
Oh, it's on Revere Beach.
Oh, yeah, it's
so
on
it's
Revere
probably
Beach.
like Antonio's or something like that. I'd imagine.
I believe it's down that end.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's where Antonio's was. I think it's right there. Yeah.
Okay. Because that place is huge. Pretty big, I should say.
Yes, but I think it was like multiple spots that got broken up after.
Okay, got you. So,
Yeah, we'll get into that after.
Yeah,
Charles Stuart, born December 18th, Revere, Mass., working class background, one of several children. I believe there was definitely a couple brothers, a couple sisters.
yeah, they were a big Revere family,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
He ends up being the general manager. I mean, he did want to start a restaurant. We did get into that. So it did seem like he always wanted to be a restaurant, but he just was always, he was very concerned about success and money and his image and all that stuff. So he worked for this Cactus Fur Company, which is like on Newbury Street, used to sell like fur coats.
Coats, right, yeah.
This guy in 1989 was making over $100,000, which if you put that into your inflation calculator that you have in your mind,
350, 400 grand now.
it's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
So he was very well to do.
Yep.
I mean, he had like a car phone back in 1989.
When like no one had a fucking
yes.
car phone,
So
right?
like, I mean, this guy they were doing well for themselves. They had a house in Reading, which is a pretty, especially at that time, an affluent neighborhood compared to
Oh,
Revere.
yeah.
Yes. So
Part
he
of
said he
Revere,
was-
were they from? Do we know?
I don't know actually. It's a good question.
Oh, look that up. Somebody can find
Yeah.
that. Whatever.
Yeah. So
Oak Island. No, just yeah.
maybe
Just
actually.
kidding, maybe.
Married. They got married October 13th, 1985. They got that house in Reading.
Mm-hmm.
From outside, they looked like an aspirational young couple, right? Everyone looked at them like everyone wanted to be them. They were two
Good-looking,
kids.
successful young
Yes.
people. Yeah, I don't
She's
know.
a tax attorney, law. They thought they were the perfect couple. They actually like the news and everything, especially afterwards, were calling them the Camelot couple. Like that's kind of what they were known as. Like they were just like this perfect couple, and like what everyone was looking for. Like that's what and how could this happen to them? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's kind of like how it went down. Like everyone wanted to be these two people,
Right.
pretty much. So that's
The
basically
Revere,
background.
Ken and Bobby.
Yes, pretty much.
Jesus Christ. So, then we are going to jump to. Are you good if we jump to
Yep.
October 23rd, 1989?
Yep.
So now we're going to get into the events. Okay. This is as I would say in depth of a timeline as we've done on this show, aside from maybe Maura Murray. There's like notable thing. It's like
I think it also helps that there was a camera crew. That Rescue 911 show was there when it happened, so they actually get, when the call gets placed. So
Which
you
is
get
insane.
a lot after the shooting. You
Definitely.
get a pretty good timeline
Yes.
of what happened.
Charles Stuart, this is the evening of October 23rd, 1989. Charles Stuart and his pregnant wife, Carol, who is, by the way, 7 months pregnant.
Yep.
This is not like I just found out my wife is pregnant a week ago.
Yeah.
And she's 8 weeks or whatever the fuck.
She's supposed to have this baby like around Christmas time, so she's 7 months
Right.
pregnant. They're going to Lamar's class, so he definitely knows.
And
Yeah.
this is also a... They're going to Le Mans. Watch. Yes, yeah.
Right?
Al just absolutely put me in a pretzel with that. Sorry.
Yeah, they are going to Lamar's class.
It's like, did he?
Which
No.
I have went to that.
It
That's
sucks.
It's the weirdest thing ever.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like
Do you have to do it? Is it like legal?
I honestly think it's a big waste of time.
Have you had to do anything from the Le Mans class ever?
Well, no, my wife actually got a C-section, so like I didn't have to do anything. So it's definitely a waste of time for me.
Okay. What is Le Mans class supposed to do? Help you birth the child? Like, what is it supposed to do?
I just think it's a way for like, I don't know, like the couple to like understand breathing techniques and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's basically all. Is like you're supposed to be supportive of her.
Now
and
it
this
feels
time
like a
period.
formality.
Yeah, it's like one of
You
those
know
things
what I mean?
It's like pre-Cana. Like you
Right.
do that before you get married in the church.
Sure.
It's just like you go through the motions, I feel like.
Yeah, it's like,
Maybe that
well,
sounds
she's
weird.
pregnant, we have to do the Le Mans class, so we look like
Yeah.
scumbags, I guess.
Right.
But
Well,
it's
you
like-
know what it is? It's like when you have your first kid, you read that like kid's book, like, oh, what it's like to be a dad.
Right.
It's like I mean,
And then
I
it
think
happens, and you're like, oh,
yeah, it's
never
like
mind.
I got to page 8.
Right.
We're winging it now.
Right, exactly. You're like, is my kid still alive?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Everything's working. She is 7 months pregnant. They leave a Le Mans class at Brigham and Women's Hospital and drive through Roxbury / Boston towards their home.
Yeah, so they're driving their Toyota Cressida, heading toward Reading, which they say they're heading back home, and passing through the Roxbury, Mission Hill area.
You couldn't have got a Le Mans class closer than this?
Well, I mean, I'm
Anywhere?
assuming, like, I think that's, I mean, I don't want to, this is a crazy stat that he's never going to know, but I would assume that that's probably a top 3 hospital for childbirth.
Oh, Brigham and Women's? Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
right?
I didn't consider
I'm pretty
that.
sure
Yeah, no,
that's a
you're right.
pretty big
That's a valid
hospital for
point.
child, so they were probably doing it at the hospital where she was going to have the kid.
Right.
And he
Right.
works on Newbury Street, and she works in Boston, so
She
it
could have probably
was
just like,
easy.
yeah, they like met up and just went down. Yeah, I get that, and they go home for the night or whatever the fuck, right? So then Stuart later tells police, a black man in a striped tracksuit. I'm almost positive he specified a Fila striped tracksuit, right? Like his description of this alleged assailant, is like hyper specific.
It's extremely specific. I believe he describes it with like red stripes, like a black and red, I believe is
Yeah, like a
how he-
black and red striped Fila, if I'm not mistaken, sweatsuit.
See, here's my thing. When I think stripes tracksuit, I think Adidas.
Always.
That's what I think.
Always.
Fila didn't have stripes, did they?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe horizontal.
Maybe.
I don't know, because I know
Across the
Adidas
F.
always had them down the sleeves.
Yeah.
And down the
I'm
legs.
not sure. Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
he did say it was a black and red one.
So yeah, a black man in a striped tracksuit carjacked them at a red light and forced them to drive to Mission Hill, where he then shot both him and Carol. And he claims he was shot in the stomach, Carol in the head. Now, immediately after the 911 call / ambulance / hospital events start to take place, Stuart calls 911. Paramedics respond and transport them to a hospital. Carol is critically wounded. Okay?
Yeah, so basically this 911 call, which is fully recorded online, which is crazy. You have to listen to the 911 call. He manages to call 911 from that car phone that we talked about earlier. He reports that both he and his wife have been shot. He's vague about the location. So basically, like, he doesn't know where he is. That's the way he's saying on the phone. Like, he don't know. They're asking him a bunch of questions. Where are you? What street are you on? And he's giving vague, and he's taking a long time. Now, he is shot. He is shot in the stomach at this time. So the dispatcher, who's just doing an unbelievable job.
This might be the best police display of dispatchery you've
talked
ever
to-
seen. Like, if you're
We talked to
teaching-
Jordan of Route 1. This guy is the Jordan.
In
of
other words, like, if
dispatchers.
you're teaching a class to, like, future police dispatchers, you want to play this guy's fucking...
His calm demeanor, the way he's asking, he's trying to get exactly where this location is. It's insane how good this guy is.
This guy should have been, put it this way, like, promoted immediately.
Yes, 1,000%.
Supervisor, regional, whatever the fuck, anything.
So here's what happened. He's being so vague about where he is that they think he's going in and out of consciousness. Now, he even stops answering the points, but they can hear him breathing. They can hear him making noise, but he's not talking back to them at this time. But the dispatcher notices in the background he can hear sirens. So he can hear sirens in the background. He's like, oh, okay, so I know we're going to the right spot, because he has a general vicinity of where they are because he gave some descriptions. He tells every responding officer, shut off your sirens. So they all shut off their sirens. He starts telling them one by one, car A, put on your phone, however he was saying it. Put on your
The fact that this guy
sirens.
thought about this on the fly
On the fucking
is like
fly.
problem solving 105. This is insane that this guy thought to do
we
this.
can't hear car A, car B, throw yours on. Throws his on. Can't hear that. Car C throws it on. Oh my God, he's the closest. We can hear the sirens on the thing. And they end up triangulating it that way. Shut up.
That is fucking
They're getting close.
crazy,
Dude,
man.
it's the craziest thing
This
ever.
guy should have got like the Nobel Peace Prize for pulling
I think
this
his last
off.
name's McDonough or something like that.
I hope
He's,
this guy is still alive. If he is, somebody hype him up in the fucking comments.
The guy's in like the best part is it just shows like how people like went to work so much differently. He's in his spot in a sweater vest with a shirt and tie on. Now, granted, they are filming it for Rescue 911, which was hosted by William Shatner, which I didn't know.
Did not yet.
Which is that's a blast from the past. Yep. Yeah. So he's in there with like a sweater vest. He looks essentially like Mr. Rogers, just like cooking up the best.
Just going to
dispatch
work.
Up. Yes, just going to work.
He's waited his whole life for something like this.
And he delivered. Like,
do you think he had a contingency plan all along? Like, if I ever can't find somebody, this is what I'm going to do?
I would honestly venture to say there's no one better at their job than this guy was at his job. In this moment.
That is very, very much, that is very realistic. Is this the best performance of one's job ever in the history of time? Aside from the cops that pull suicidal people off the bridges and talk them off the ledge.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those videos where they'll come in out of a window and bang, pull them off the side. Have you ever seen
even
that?
The guy that like stalls them out and makes them think about it. It's like, hey man, listen, people care about you, yada yada yada, this, that, and the other thing. You know what I mean?
This was just unreal, like in terms of like keeping a cool head and solving a problem in like the most dire circumstances ever. Like the guy
the city of Boston should have given this guy $500,000 just for doing this, because this guy is. We've literally spent the last 3 minutes pumping this guy's tires. It's that good. Go watch it.
It's crazy. So the police and EMS, they finally find the car thanks to this guy. And Carol's critically wounded. She's slumped in the passenger seat. Charles is wounded, but he's conscious in the driver's seat. Both are rushed back to the hospital. You can go forward from there.
Yeah, the image of Carol wounded in the car is broadcast on...
Rescue 911.
Rescue 911, right? Sparking outrage in a citywide This is the next part of this. The manhunt that happens in the city of Boston for this.
Yeah, we'll be getting to that.
This fake person is insane. When you want to talk about like crossing ethical lines, dude.
Oh yeah,
if this happened nowadays, social media would have gone nuclear, and I hate to say rightfully so.
Yes.
Because you're getting to a point where like, essentially, Boston implements martial law. Where like the cops are literally just kicking in people's doors and pulling random black guys out to see if they fit the description. So,
yeah.
With that being said, right, we're gonna cut to now October 1989. Carol passes away, and so does their unborn child prematurely. Carol dies of a gunshot wound. The child, delivered by an emergency C-section, survives but passes away 17 days later. Now the case is a double homicide.
Case of double homicide.
Yep, late October into December of 1989.
Yeah, I'll get into a little bit of that.
Yep, give me a nook and a
cranny.
So
just after midnight, the baby's born, C-section, 2:50, she's pronounced dead, so she dies like 3 hours after the baby's born. Finally pronounced dead. Baby boy was Christopher William Scott, born 9 weeks premature. He suffered severe oxygen deprivation, obviously because of the time they got him on.
Did you mean Christopher William Stuart?
What did I say, Scott?
Yeah, it's like you said Sean William Scott.
No, Christopher William Stuart.
No, you said Christopher William Scott is what I'm saying.
That's probably where I got.
So
got
you
mixed
just
up.
you just
Well,
confused.
it's late.
Okay.
Christopher William Stewart was born 9 weeks
Shout
premature.
out to Steve Stifler.
Yes.
Somehow he's in here. In the rundown, yeah.
Suffering from severe oxygen deprivation, obviously because of how long it took to get him out.
Right.
Charles becomes that grieving husband and father in the public eye. The story of the random carjacking, the inner city like violence. Mm-hmm. It explodes across like local and national media, and the headlines basically feature photos of Carol on life support. So the poor thing about this is like the whole family has to see her in the car,
essentially dying, like the moments leading up to her death. If she wasn't dead, I mean, like
no one, unless you were there, no one has this much video of the dying and all that stuff like in the national view. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe like not to sound morbid, maybe like the people who jumped out of the buildings on 9/11.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But that's it.
I know.
So we're talking about like a national terrorist attack and a car.
I wonder if there was any talk over at CBS. I believe it's the CBS program to be like, hey, we can't show just about any of this.
But here's the other thing too: is like what doesn't make any sense and why this is so egregious from a media standpoint. Al, is like, do you think people had a hard time mentally picturing what this looked like? It's a fucking, the girl is on life support. You've seen what people on life support look like. It's not like this is something new. Like, do you really have that hard of a time picturing what it looks like?
I know, I just think that like,
and this is where the whole fucking media side of this shit comes in. Because the media is really just for the media. It's for them.
Because they're just trying to sell rags.
This is the business.
Yes.
This is business for them.
Yeah.
right?
And this will, unfortunately, people are, you know,
You can watch people be
gore whores, I guess you could say.
You could watch people get beheaded right now on Twitter.
Yes. I mean, it's just
Wherever, I don't know.
It is sensationalism sells, or whatever those. I could name 50 sayings that they say about the media.
I just think, like I said, the city of Boston just became such a, during this time, like it was, yes, oh, I thought you were leaning in the microphone, Pat, sorry. The city of Boston at this time just became this like free-for-all from what it seems like from a legal and media perspective.
Yes.
Like, no holds barred.
It's like they didn't know how to act.
It was like something like this had never happened before, and it was like scorched earth everywhere.
The only thing I'll say is that there is similarities, and I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, towards the Boston Marathon bombing, like the manhunt for that.
Sure.
Like, we shut down the entire city and found this guy.
Yeah.
It's a very similar thing, but obviously, I think that they handled that a lot better, obviously, and they got the guy, all that stuff.
Right. That was a crazy, 3 days?
That was an insane 3 days.
That was an insane 3 days, honestly. That was fucking crazy. The marathon bombing, manhunt, social media at that time.
It was crazy.
Bro, I mean, wild shit. And I was a personal accord, right? We were getting updates prematurely, like my mother and shit, through Bub's fucking police scanner.
Oh, the police scanners were crazy. I'm pretty sure that's a huge reason why Barstool got so big during that time. Those Twitter accounts, like I think Big Cat and President, what's his name? El Prez? Dave Portnoy. I couldn't think of his name for a second.
I was going to say,
I mean, Scott William Scott. Christopher Scott.
Yeah.
They went up crazily because all they were doing was listening to the scanners and updating everybody. You know what I mean? They were updating, okay, this is where I think it might be. So those scanners were like a huge thing.
Shots fired in Watertown.
Yes.
I think once the Watertown thing hit, it was like, oh, they got these guys.
Shout out Watertown Police.
Yep.
Shout out to the Watertown PD. Absolutely.
Unbelievable job.
Unbelievable job on all accounts. Everybody was fucking, that was their finest hour,
This
man.
one, not so much.
So, with that being said, right, from late October into December of 1989, the police manhunt begins, and city police aggressively, emphasis on the aggressively, target black neighborhoods like Mission Hill, Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, everywhere like south side of the city, conducting stop and frisk searches based on Stewart's description.
Okay,
right?
So the only thing I want to get into is I kind of want to set the tone a little bit of like what the city of Boston was like a little bit before this.
Yep.
I think we have to mention
The climate of the city.
the climate of the city in terms of like, I think a big portion of this has to do, there's some racial motivation here, right?
1,000%. You'd be an idiot not to fucking see that. Like 100%.
I think a big portion of it has to do with the school busing that happened in the, I think it's late 70s, in the 70s in general.
Into the 80s.
Into the 80s.
Which is an all-time, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, all-time worst idea.
So basically, we'll get into a little bit of the busing, right? So basically, busing in a micro, like we'll just simple it down.
It makes no fucking sense at all.
Basically, they were busing students from different neighborhoods because they felt that they weren't
like integrated enough for some shit. Like
yeah. So basically, what they were saying is that certain areas of Boston didn't have the same rights as other areas of Boston. So like more affluent neighborhoods. So say like Dorchester kids or Roxbury kids were getting.
So Savin Hill kids, or like the rich part of Dorchester or something like that.
And
like
they're getting, or even let's just say Mission Hill kids were getting bussed over to South Boston schools, and they were going to different parts of the cities because they found that those schools were better. Well, that was the premise of it. So let's take some of those kids from Mission Hills, let them have the same education as someone in Newton. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Something like
that, yeah.
So we're basically busing now. What happened was
say this backfired.
It backfired tremendously.
This is more like a backdraft.
Basically, there was violent protests over this button.
Yeah, man.
There is all videos. You look up online right now videos, and you're gonna see a bunch of white people throwing rocks at buses.
It literally
of
looked
black
like
dudes.
1965, like Selma, Alabama, like that fucking crazy. And it's like, no, it's in Boston, Massachusetts.
This is one of the reasons why every single person in the world outside of Boston feels that Boston is a racist city. You got even athletes now that will say that to this day.
LeBron James.
People will say that Boston's a racist city because of some of these videos that they saw from the 70s.
Yep.
and they think that permeates the entire culture of Boston. Basically, mistrust happened on both sides because now I don't even think those black kids really didn't even want to go to other cities to go to school.
Well,
they
that's what
wanted
I'm
to stay
saying.
in their
Yeah,
own
why?
neighborhood.
Like you're forcing.
They weren't
people
doing
to-
nothing wrong.
No,
you know what I
they
mean?
were just
just going to school.
Yeah, like I mean, you wanna be around like a place. You want to go to school in a place you're comfortable in whatever neighborhood you're from. You know, people you know. That's what you want to do. Why would you want to go to a complete separate part of the city? There were 2 kids from the North End that got bused to Madison Park.
Yeah,
How do you think that went?
I know.
Not great.
But they were
how do you-
getting both.
and
They
at
were
the same
getting
time-
bused. Here's the thing: they were getting bused both ways.
That's what I mean. And then you get Roxbury kids getting bused to fucking.
You got to look at it as
Charlestown High.
it's like a
went?
lottery system. Like they
Right.
were essentially thrown into a lottery system. Some had to go here, some had to go here, and it was both ways. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff. Now there could have been stuff happening to white kids in black neighborhoods. A lot of the stuff in the neighborhood, though, those violent protests seem to be white men throwing shit at black school buses.
Right.
I mean, that's the prevailing image that everyone has.
Yeah, it's on film. There's
Yes.
really nothing else
There's
you can
there's no way to argue
it's
it.
on fucking film.
It is
Yeah,
what it is.
exactly.
So, also in the late 80s, right? So now we're in the late 80s, like a little bit before this. Boston has this crazy crime record. Like the gangs are going crazy.
The
There's all
combat
violence.
zone's still a thing.
It's huge, and it was like it was at the height of crack era
Yep.
gun violence. So those neighborhoods already had like a high crime rate.
Yeah, like
In
you
terms
could.
of-
My father always says like you could go to the combat zone on like a Tuesday at 2 in the afternoon and just pick up hookers right off the street. Pimps would be out. Like I'm saying, like it was
Wild
a very,
Wild West, I would say back in the day.
Wild. Yeah, like the Boston Common was not like a fun, safe, warming area. People were doing drug deals in there. Fucking. He was like it was. You had to be very conscientious about where you went in the city. The only way you avoided busing for the most part, or for the the way around it was if you went to private school.
You went
My
to private
father went to
school.
Columbus.
Yeah, you go to
so
a
that has
private
nothing to
school.
do with anything. You're just going there and doing whatever you got to do there and
That's,
shit.
you know, that people points to another portion of privileges. There are as many private schools in black neighborhoods as there are in white neighborhoods. That's what they say. Like, so like
Right.
they don't have as many opportunities to do that.
Right.
So basically, and now the police department at this time, especially in the 80s, 70s into 80s, they already had this reputation of like aggressive racial profiling in terms of like they're going into the black neighborhoods looking for the crack and pulling people over, stop and frisk, all this stuff. That was their reputation.
Sure.
You could say. So when like a white affluent family gets shot and they're blaming a black man for doing it, you could see how that turns into a powder keg.
And that's going to lead to the next part of this, right? So suspicions briefly fall on 2 black men who had nothing to do with the crime. They were later exonerated. One of those people is Willie Bennett?
Yeah, there's 2 guys. One's Albie Swanson.
Albie Swanson, right?
He was arrested on an unrelated break-in and entering charge. He becomes a suspect when a newspaper clippings were found in his apartment, and he had a dark running suit in his apartment. So there was clippings of the thing and the thing. So someone ratted him out and was basically like, this dude Swanson, he has a dark running suit. Guess what? I got 15 fucking dark running suits. Okay, how many dark running suits do you have? Especially track jackets in the 80s. Everyone had a
track jacket.
Yeah.
It was a thing. Yeah.
I got one now. It's 2025. You know what I mean? I got tons of them.
Sure.
So that doesn't mean nothing. But they found newspaper clippings in his apartment. They said he had all newspaper clippings of the case, and that he had a dark running suit. So that basically was the entire thesis of why they went after Albie Swanson.
Which isn't a crime. Is that incriminating ever? Would that in any aspect be incriminating ever to anything?
I mean, some people. No, I don't think it's
Because it's not a piece
incriminating.
of physical evidence. You could sit there, dude. I don't care.
If he did it, you'd be like, oh, well, he had clippings. You know what I mean? So it's not
but
incriminating.
that's not like a thing I
Yeah,
expect someone, unless it's I don't know.
But I think
it
that's
seems
how.
odd.
Okay, so I think.
So this was days later, right? You're saying
No, this is months later.
This was months later.
This
so
is
he had
between
clippings from the
October and December.
newspaper.
They're on like
okay,
yes.
of all the reporting. Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a big scrapbooker.
He's big. Yeah. I mean, who knows why he had them?
don't
Maybe he
know.
just wanted to read it. Maybe it wasn't his paper. Maybe it was someone else's paper he wanted.
Maybe people did this back in the day as sort of like since you're not able to screenshot anything.
Yeah.
Maybe the people kept these as like a news book thing where you could look back and read old news articles of shit that happened, like a bookmark type of thing. Or
Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe that was a thing people did back in the day. If a big case happened, they took the fucking thing and kept the chronological shit. I don't know. Maybe it was.
Yeah. So Willie Bennett is the other kid that gets kind of like wrapped up in this. Basically, his nephew, it's like Toots. I can't think of his name. He has like I swear it's a Toto or Toots or something. He has like a funny name. He's got his buddy over, and they're like just like, I guess they're like smoking weed, like watching TV or something like that. Nothing crazy.
That's sick of weed.
And the friend actually says that Willie Bennett comes in and is bragging about shooting Charles Stuart and Carol. Now, Willie Bennett has got like a crazy reputation. Like he's this madman, like shootouts with the police.
So Willie Bennett, by the way, like granted, no, did he do this? No. But we will say that like this guy was like a legit street guy.
Oh, he's a serious guy.
This was a serious guy. Like,
he was in jail before this for shooting out with the cops. He did shoot cops before.
I'm also pretty sure he went to jail after for something completely unrelated.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he does go to jail
Yeah,
after.
so this guy was not like a saint. It wasn't like they picked up some accountant.
I think if you talk to Willie Bennett, he would say the same thing, that he was not a saint. He was a street guy. He was a legit gangster.
Yeah, he was a serious kid.
He's a serious kid, exactly. But he obviously said he never did it.
Right.
They later pick him. Stewart actually picks Bennett out of a photo lineup.
That's it. Yes. Yep.
So they actually they show him a bunch of pictures, and somehow Stewart magically lands on Willie Bennett. Now they wanted Bennett. He shot out with cops before. Mm-hmm. He's a known guy. So there's questions as to whether they pointed out to Stewart who it was. Like, oh, was it this guy? And he just said it was this guy. The other people that were in the lineup were all, they say, well-to-dress guys or that didn't look like street guys. And the only picture that they showed of Bennett was like a street guy, like in a track jacket.
They showed Carlton from the Fresh Prince and Jeffrey, Uncle Phil, and then they showed
the photo lineup is sus, as the kids would say.
Exactly, right. Is absolutely
do the kids still say that, Jack? Sus? No. I'm taking that as a no.
Okay, so that was a no.
They don't say that.
But in other words, like, they definitely sort of, like, set this up to sandbag this fucking kid.
Yeah. He's never actually charged with the murder, but they do take him into custody and all that stuff. So he never actually gets charged with the murder.
Okay.
But they do hold him for a while.
A while. They had him for a little while, which is like, listen, if you didn't do it, and it's weird, there's some people that are like, well, dude, this guy had so many prizes, and you know this shit they didn't get him for, so, like, he was still inadvertently, like, doing this, and it's like, all right, like, but that's not what we're, you know what I mean? This is like an X and Y situation, like.
I don't know if we've went into it, like, how crazy, like, the searches were,
The searches were fucking, I mean, I'm talking, like,
They were like,
literally
ripping people out of neighborhoods. They were stopping people in public, strip searching them. Like, we're talking taking people's privates out of their pants, like legit strip searching them. And by the way, street.
And like literally all you had to do was be like a black guy in Roxbury.
That's it.
Like you could be walking to work and have nothing to do with anything.
It was legit stopping first. So they would just, every single black person they were stopping essentially.
Literally every black guy that you possibly could profile in this situation, they stopped and harassed and profiled.
They were going,
shit.
and you can, this is, I mean, you watch that HBO documentary, you watch any documentary, you watch everything. They were going into people's random houses without even criminal records, going in, searching residents, intense surveillance. They were breaking every rule possible.
Like I said,
the guys.
Basically martial law.
Yes.
Like you were walking into people's literal apartments, homes, whatever the fuck it was, and just like ransacking the place. If like a black guy that was remotely the age that he described lived there.
I think it also made like a huge divide into like black and white. So like the black people were very, at this point, like how could they trust the cops at this point?
Dude, are you kidding me? I would be like, yo, fuck these people. Like, what do you, like, yeah.
And the white people, a lot of the white people, some of those people were like, basically, they were cheering it on, like cracking down on urban crime because 2 people just got killed. This is right in that theme, like, do whatever you gotta fucking do to find these murderers.
So my father, and again, conveniently, both mine and Al's father are North End guys.
Yes.
So we get a lot of secondhand accounts from what the city was like at that time. My dad was still living in town at that time.
Same.
So was your father, right? And Boston was a very, the way it's described is, I'm not saying respectfully segregated in a way that like it was forced upon people. It's more like it was everybody understood what neighborhood they were in, and you didn't go places you knew you weren't welcome. Like, you kind of like respected people's neighborhoods and space and been like, that's their spot, that's their spot, this is ours, they don't come here, we don't go there. And that's kind of how a lot of the peace was kept.
And I don't even think that's strictly a race thing. Like
it's not. It's, it was an
it's,
Italian, it was an Irish, it was a black thing, it was a fucking Asian thing.
We're talking even neighborhood to neighborhood.
Sure, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
I'm talking like Mission Hill and Roxbury, like you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah. My father was like, dude,
like Dorchester to Mission Hill could be an issue.
100%. Like my father was like, dude, like Italian kids from the North End didn't go to
East Boston, or even East Boston, or East Boston didn't come to the North End.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that was different because they were both Italian for the most part. But he was saying like, even like us Italian guys, we didn't go to Southie. And like try and hang out there and stuff like that, Charlestown, whatever the fuck. Like we weren't doing that.
It was like it wasn't like, I wouldn't want to say it's understood, but it's understood.
It is.
Yeah.
It was an understood thing. So like in a weird like I know respectfully segregated sounds like the weirdest phrase ever, but like when I describe it that way, I hope people understand that. Like, again, it was just that's their neighborhood, that's this one, that's this one. The communal areas are where a lot of the movies. Yeah. Shit like that, nightclubs on Lansdowne Street is where, like, you know, neighborhoods and towns or neighborhoods would overlap and shit. Or you especially get people from the suburbs coming in and stuff. But he was like, as far as like neighborhoods and areas, very, very consciously respected. Yeah. Where it was like, we're not going somewhere where people wouldn't want us and people that, like.
And it was almost looked at as like, if someone from outside, like I say a couple Southie guys came to the North End, it'd be like, are they looking for a problem?
100%. Because at that point, what else are you doing there? You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of like like how the neighborhoods worked. So even like the DA right now, 1984, the death penalty gets
implemented.
No, abolished.
Abolished, right? Yeah. Sorry, yep.
So they're actually people calling for it back now. So this case actually brought back death penalty. Like they were actually thinking about it.
Yeah.
They were thinking about bringing it back. Like that's how crazy this got. Like it got that crazy where they wanted to. If you want to move to January 3rd.
1990. So now, this is 3 months later, right? Where all of a sudden, Charles Stuart's brother, Matthew, comes forward and confesses to police that he helped Charles dispose of the murder weapon and clean up the crime, revealing that the carjacking story was a hoax. It was a lie.
Yep. So Charles' younger brother, Matthew Stuart, he goes to the police, reveals that Charles had planned the killing. He helped him dispose of evidence, including gun and valuables, in the Pines River in Revere. Essentially, Matthew says that he actually thought it was an insurance fraud scheme.
Right, yes, yep.
That Charles gave him $10,000, that he was going to give him these things, and that he was to dispose of this bag. And the bag was supposed to contain the valuables. They were going to run a scam with the insurance company, and then he would get kicked back $10,000. He basically says he had no prior knowledge that the brother was going to kill Carol. He thought this was all an insurance scheme and had nothing to do with Carol's
So in other
murder.
words, he just thought he was getting rid of like jewelry and shit so they could file a claim.
So he actually Charles pulls up to Matthew when they do the exchange of the stuff because he had already shot them. Now, Matthew doesn't know if Charles is shot at this point, but he can't even see Carol in the seat. He sees something slumped over in the seat with like something covering, so he can't see Carol. But now he's thinking, "Oh fuck, that's
that
Carol.
was Carol. Holy shit, yeah, right."
And he tosses him the bag, and then he goes to the Pines River and dumps the bag.
Right.
Afterwards, he starts putting it together like fucking Charles set me up.
Like yeah, exactly. So
so he basically this statement blows open the whole case, and people actually question the Stuart family because they're saying up to 33 people in the Stuart family, friends and family, actually knew about it in the time after and when Matthew comes in. And some of the family members are actually mad that Matthew turns in the brother. Obviously, some are like, that's fucking crazy that Charles would do something like that. So I think the whole Stuart family was like in shock, obviously, that this happened.
Because you got to think he killed his fucking kid too.
Yeah, and I think there was a moral dilemma between them to be like, the
Stuart family.
It's their brother, but then he also killed.
It's also your nephew. It's also somebody's grandson. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a fucking crazy, yeah.
And it took that long for that to happen.
Right.
You know, for someone to come forward. So Matthew, I guess, did the right thing, came forward,
yeah.
and
Dude,
I think just
absolutely.
guilt eats at you.
So now, January 4th, 1990. This is the next day. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to cut to the Tobin Bridge.
Tobin
Okay.
Bridge.
Charles drives to the Tobin Bridge, leaves a note, and jumps into the Mystic River. He dies, supposedly on impact. His body is found 5.5 hours later. Now, there's some conflicting reports, and again, as we say on this podcast, to quote Dave Portnoy, some whispers in the trees
Yep.
that he was not alone.
Ooh, this is something I'm getting
when
to.
he took a leap off that bridge. In other words, he kind of had no choice.
Okay.
Because it was either you're going for a ride or you're being sent for a ride. How do you want to do this?
Okay.
And supposedly it was some male members of Carol's family that were some serious guys and stepped in and said pretty quickly, either you're going to do this or someone else is. So here you go. And he was like, okay. And so it's whether he jumped or
I
whether
actually
he was,
like that version
right,
more than him just jumping like a
jumping.
coward and leaving
So
a note.
whether he jumped on his own or whether he was thrown is
Up for debate?
Up for debate. Yes, and that's a pretty reliable source that has told me that, by the way. That's also not like a deep covered like part of the story to listen. You ask around enough, that'll be something that, you know what I'm saying? Do I blame them? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If justifiable homicide was ever a thing, and if this is true,
I think justifiable homicide is
I'm
the
in.
thing.
If
Yeah.
this was true, no, it is.
No,
Remember
I agree. I'm saying I think
Yeah.
that's a thing I can buy into.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so basically earlier in the day, news of his cooperation, it starts spreading like wildfire. So people in both families do know that Matthew's saying that it's Charles. Charles obviously gets
This is
into
the
it.
second where were you when moment, by the
Yes.
way, in 3 months. This case has 2 of them. So like OJ had the Bronco chase.
I almost feel like it's 3. I
think?
feel like it's the first shot. I feel like it's the crazy police response, and then I feel like it's this.
You think it's the Willie Bennett response instead of like the whole police response? Because that's just like a series of like.
I know. I just think it was so crazy online. The videos. Just think if you were in that neighborhood. Say you were living in Mission Hill neighborhood.
Oh, it's got to be like a fucking. It's got to be.
I mean,
Bizarro World.
they got to have 9 million stories of like they broke into this one, they came into this house, they came into this house.
I would be willing to bet any older, anybody above the age of fucking, like I said, 45 that is from that part of the city has a story about that time. The cops might have came into their place, might have came into their neighbor's spot, the house next door, the guy across the street, your aunt, your girlfriend, your fucking
they
whatever
were
the
they
fuck.
went into every house essentially. It's crazy. It's insane.
It's impossible to almost not have a story about this time if you're from that area.
You know what
during
sucks?
This time.
It's like there's so many of these cases that you're like, I just wish the cops did more. Like we sit here, we're like, why couldn't they just get off their ass and fucking knock on some doors?
Oh, and in
Then
this
they
one,
go,
it's like, yo, holy
and it's like,
shit.
hold the fucking
That's
phone,
not
dude.
what we were talking about,
No,
man.
that's
Yeah.
not what we're talking
We
about.
are not talking about racially profiling every fucking black guy in the city of Boston and quite literally kicking in their door and pulling them out of their house.
But the problem was too is that like the mayor was heavily involved in this. Ray
Is it
Flynn.
Mayor White?
Ray
Ray
Flynn.
Flynn. Right,
So Ray Flynn was the mayor at this, and he was feeling intense pressure from all angles.
He's a
So-
salty guy, right?
Yeah, and he was very hidden to like do whatever you got to do type thing. Like go do what you got to do. Go find this guy. This is insane that this happened.
Right.
So you got pressure from up top, and then you got like do whatever you got to do.
I hate to say it, what a fucking movie this would be. What a fucking movie this would be.
I'm sure it's crazy there hasn't been. I bet you there's a Lifetime movie that's based on it. That's
There's
like,
something.
has to be.
If this is a script literally writing itself. Like, this
Yeah.
is fucking nuts.
As
So-
far as like all the cowardly things we see, you know, when we go through some of these stories, for this guy to architect out heavily this whole story to just cause a race war, like to cover his own tracks,
It's crazy.
is
Dude, this
next.
guy- he
if
just-
there
he
is
just-
a next level of just entitlement and psychopath Like this
Dude,
guy
he describes this down to like the tracksuit description.
Oh, he was saying he had a raspy voice.
Raspy voice, the stripes on the fucking every.
Do you know how they
thing.
say when people lie, they tell more details than are necessary?
Yeah.
This kind of set off a few. So a few of the original cops were like Charles for it to start, because A, you always look close, and B, they didn't like how he was answering the questions. It was like his story was planned, and even the brothers and the family that went to visit Charles in the hospital started thinking about it. With the way he was talking, it was so cold and calculated, like his story, like it was so, like it was rehearsed. They felt like the brother felt like this way, so that's
like
what
when
got
they asked
him
me
thinking.
This, I'm saying this and shit. Yeah.
Yes, so like he had the story already prepared, like he's just saying the same line over and over the same way. It was like, it wasn't like any, and he never asked about, even in the 911 call, he never mentions that Carol's pregnant. He's never like, oh, my pregnant wife, she's pregnant. Oh my God. Like that's what the first thing you'd say, like, oh, save the baby, you know.
Save the, yeah, something,
he
right.
doesn't even mention that. So, and he never asks about Carol in the hospital. Is my wife okay? It's like stuff like that like was raising red flags. But they still believe this story so much. So like there was police officers, so it's not the whole police force. There was certain police officers like, whoa. They even try to talk to the mayor. They're like, hey, let's take a step back here. Like,
who's the commissioner at the time? I'd love to get his quote.
Oh, I can't think
Whoever
of the
that
guy's
fucking
name.
guy was. Jack, we need you. Commissioner Boston Police at the time, quotes on the fucking thing, whatever. This whole thing, by the way, reminds me of what's my favorite movie? Or one of them.
Is it Gone Girl?
The end when they're interrogating Rosamund Pike's character.
Okay.
And that one female cop is picking up that, like, she's answering the shit funny.
Yes.
And, like, she's almost got her pinned, like, right into the corner. And then they're like, all right, that's enough.
I know.
And, like, you could tell that, like Rosamund Pike's character knows that this girl is figuring it out.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody else is so, like, yes, Pat.
It was Francis Roach.
Francis Roach
was the commissioner.
Frank Roach.
Frank Roach.
Do we have any quotes from him at the time? Any quotes on the guy from Men in Black? Roach.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I'm sure there were some, but I don't have any right now.
Okay, whatever. If you find
so
it,
Matthew
you find
Stewart, he's actually the only one that gets indicted or plea. He actually ends up pleading guilty to obviously like accessory, disposing the evidence.
Surprised they didn't
and
give him
insurance
immunity.
fraud. They give him insurance
Okay.
fraud. Well, he's probably he deserves a little bit of time, I guess, right? But no one else obviously is prosecuted for the murder. Charles is obviously dead. Basically the court crime, it ends because of the suicide. That nothing really happens. If you believe that story that you said, I guess justice was done.
And if I'm not mistaken, to end this whole story, I don't know if you caught this in the details. Matthew Stewart, I'm pretty sure he OD'd not a long time afterwards, and he was found dead in like a. Where do you have any info on?
I don't have any info. I do know he died. He did pass away. I'm pretty sure he did overdose.
And they found him somewhere. I forget where it was, but they found him OD'd somewhere, and that's how he went out.
Yeah.
So that's.
but he did try to do the right thing there at the end.
Right.
I'm assuming that Charles is a fucking piece of shit. Put people in the wrong positions.
I mean,
like,
if
he put his brother in a bad situation.
If all he thought he was doing was getting rid of like jewelry to do an insurance scam,
Well,
you can't blame the fucking guy.
Yeah, this is the whole story. The whole story. The reason why they say this is they think that Charles is with another girl. When he gets out of the hospital, one of the first things he does is goes and gets a haircut. Like he goes and gets a hair. Like why would that be the first thing you do when you get out of the hospital? And the hairdresser who always did his hair on Newbury, I think it was on Newbury Street, was basically like he wasn't even talking about his wife. He was like so apologetic to him. I'm so sorry about your wife, and he just like kind of brushed it off. And then the next thing he does, he goes and buys flowers and like a gift for this girl. Apparently, that they think that he was dating this whole time. That he had a mistress, and the mistress was like all weirded out by it. That your wife just got murdered, and you're coming to me with this stuff. So it was a combination of that.
Respectable Guma.
Yeah. Combination of that, and so they think it could be the mistress situation. And then remember I said he wanted to open that restaurant. He needed a certain amount of money to do so. So he had a pretty lavish lifestyle in terms of the way he liked to care about himself.
What the fuck is that? Where?
So,
I'm not even going to try and ask where
so
this guy's head
he was trying to
but-
open a restaurant. He had just taken out this insurance policy, I think pretty recently on her. I think it was somewhere in the vicinity of $200,000 he was going to get. So I felt like he felt like that was going to be seed money for the restaurant. That's basically like kind of the whole premise of it. And he wasn't ready to have a kid. He wasn't exactly thrilled. Family members said that he wasn't exactly thrilled to having a kid. Some of his friends said that he's even made mentions that he wasn't thrilled that Carol was pregnant at that time, because he's seen it as a deterrent.
And they've been married for like 4 years now.
He had seen it as the wife and the kid as a deterrent to him opening a restaurant.
Who wants to open a restaurant this fucking bad? Like, really? Do you know
It's not what it's all cracked up
I was
to
gonna
be.
say,
Yeah.
do you know a restaurant person that's like, thank God nothing stopped me
Let
from
me kill my
doing
wife
this.
so I could open a restaurant.
I would
Yeah.
kill my wife to open what? Fucking
I
the
bet your food
TGI
would've
Fridays?
sucked, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I hope his fucking chicken palm was cold.
Well, this
Yeah.
is the thing about the dude, that he didn't care about anything else other than money and success. Like, really did not care.
It's a very materialistic guy.
Yeah.
Very materialistic guy. I just don't know that it's so odd. Like, usually it's to like buy something extravagant for like, I don't know, like just to have money move
maybe he
away.
felt like, I mean, he probably felt like he was weighed down. He wanted to start a new life with this girl, start the new restaurant.
I just really want people to try my linguine and clams recipe.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What a fucking... I'm so glad this guy jumped off a fucking bridge or somebody threw him off. What an idiot, dude.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, idiot's being mild. I'm just saying, like, what an odd motive.
Yeah.
Not that there's ever, like, a necessary motive, but, like, what a bizarre... Like, I want to open a restaurant this badly? I don't get that at all.
They actually make a solution for this. It's called
they?
divorce.
Oh, that, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
it's like,
that's... I thought you
there's
meant, like,
there's a
I thought you meant,
solution
like,
for all
I thought
this.
you meant, like, his legal team
But
or
again,
something
if
tried
he
to,
wanted
like,
he didn't want to give up his money. That's what it was, I guess. That would have been half of the turn. It would have been half. It would have took
Fucking,
twice
like,
as long.
I'm sorry.
I mean, we're talking about a pretty psychotic dude.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
we're
this
talking
dude
about
was
the
a
biggest narcissist on the face of the planet.
Oh yeah, this guy. I mean, I think the word narcissist, I've said this before, gets overused and like watered down by how much it's used on the internet. It's like everybody who just broke up with somebody was with like an toxic, abusive narcissist, and it's like, okay, sure.
They don't all exist.
They don't.
I mean,
first
come on.
off, coming across a true blue narcissist, rare.
This dude's like Patrick Bateman.
This guy is literally Patrick Bateman. Like, that's fucking insane. This is a legit, full-blown narcissist psychopath. This guy's fucking out of his mind.
So
Now,
this-
granted, just because you're a narcissist does not mean you would do something like this. That's not, like, a narcissist is not always
No,
a murderer.
no,
Like, you know what I mean? The
narcissist, yeah.
two do not fucking exist in a vacuum. But,
Most narcissists just like ignore their wife and
right.
just
into
care about themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like whatever the fuck.
But basically, Swanson and Bennett. Go back to Swanson and Bennett. The two black guys that kind of got wrapped up in this. They actually got a settlement from the city of Boston. I think 2020.
Recently, right?
2023, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu apologized to both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Bennett got $100K and Alan Swanson got $50K for the trauma that they received during this time.
Deserved.
Definitely deserved. Probably could have been more.
I think so, too.
But
I
at
thought
the
that
same
number
time,
was low.
Yeah, it feels low.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, they didn't lose a crazy amount of years on their life. But I mean, people get more money for like less.
Getting burnt by fucking McDonald's coffee.
Yes. They get,
Like, literally.
this was like an institutional thing.
I mean,
that
you got
happened.
taken against your will
Yeah.
for something you didn't
and
do.
it came from the top of
from
the
the
city
top.
of Boston.
Yeah, like,
down.
I mean, like,
So-
this is literally like, people think government oversteps in certain areas, other places, in other states, even like countries like the UK and shit like that. I mean, you literally have like your government just hanging you out to dry and just being like, oh, sorry, fuck you. Your local government, I should say.
Yeah.
But that's like fucking holy shit, man. Wow.
What a fucked up case, all because a guy wanted to open a restaurant.
Because a guy wanted to open fucking the hardcover or so. I don't know what the fuck it would have.
Probably some shit
Some
fucking
shit
burger
fucking
place or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Overcooking the stuff, like Texas Roadhouse or something.
Shut the fuck up. What was I gonna say? Yeah, this is the where were you when, besides the marathon bombing, where were you
mean-
when case in Massachusetts, definitely, in my opinion,
Yeah.
from what it sounds like. Especially like when our parents tell us stories about it.
And
And
another
shit.
thing, going back, like, if we go back to the Karen Reed case, it took a while for people to even know what happened, and it was a year or two after it actually happened that people started, because of what
Right.
like, Turtle Boy came out with and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
So there's not like a set moment of Karen Reed.
Yeah,
there's a set moment. There's a set moment for the Boston
100%.
Marathon.
I think Turtle Boy definitely, obviously elevated it into the fucking mainstream and started putting like pieces together and getting like that narrative out there that was like, yo, this ain't what you look like, this ain't what it looks like, and obviously it ended up all for good. But
is this our first solved case?
This is the first solved case.
You did once promise that we're never going to do a solved case. How do you feel about that?
I don't think I said promise. I think I would like to base this in solved cases. But this is way too fucking good of a story not to tell. And guess what? There's only a finite amount of unsolved crimes.
I like that. I like that he didn't just jump off himself. I do like that. I mean,
you want to believe that?
I want to
believe that. I want to believe that too. Especially if it was like her family.
Yeah. I wish he would have suffered before a little bit more.
Yeah, who knows if he did or if he didn't?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Who knows? Who the fuck knows? But yeah, that's the Charles Stuart case, man. That's like our parents' true crime case, to be honest with you. So,
anything we missed, let us know. Go check out that documentary. Go check out that Rescue 9/11 video. It's like 20 minutes long. You can hear the 911 call. You can see some of the, First of all, shout out the guy. We got to get that guy's name.
Somebody, I hope he's still alive, the guy. Did he look wicked old in the thing?
No, he looked like 40.
Oh, so he should definitely still be around.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Would love to fucking...
The best of the best.
The best of the best that guy is. So...
If think about how good society would run if there was one of those guys in every job in the world. Like...
Oh, yeah.
There would be no issues in anybody's...
None.
The best of the best.
I hope that we end up hearing that guy retired as like the commissioner of police dispatch in the city of Boston.
He should. I mean, he should have been talking at conferences. He should have had a TED talk.
Like the best.
Did TED Talks exist back then? Probably not.
The best police dispatcher every year should get the fucking that guy McDonough award.
Your mother was a police dispatcher for like a short
half
stint.
Hour. About yes.
Yeah, so
about a half hour until she was like.
Do you think she would be capable of that?
No, I don't know.
No,
I think my mother was like, I don't like when people tell me what to do, and it's like, well, that's kind of part of having a job. So I'm like, that's.
We'll do a search Mount Rushmore for just the best people.
Yeah.
The people that stepped up.
I know.
The
It feels.
best
It
in
does.
these
Yeah, like
cases.
true crime Mount Rushmore.
True crime.
This guy is the first guy up on
People
the fucking...
that stepped up the best.
Yeah,
in any situation.
I think we got to put the Evelyn Hartley police commissioner up there
Yes,
as well.
he was up there as well.
That fucking guy needs to be up there. I'm trying to think of ones we've done already. I would put the guy who put the website together.
Yes.
For Amy Lynn Bradley. That
sure.
guy's up there. Because you'd be fucking nowhere without that
Well,
right now.
it does feel like we're very negative about a lot of stuff, but it's obviously the nature of the business. Because there's obviously, you wish
talking
more
about
things
crime.
were done. Yes,
Yeah,
you wish
so-
more things were done in certain areas.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, you got to shout out some of these people that just
100%. And I would say the fourth Mount Rushmore at this point.
I'm going to give it to Jack right now.
Give it a big jump man, Jack.
I'm going to give it to Jack. The
Jumping
Jack
Jack
with the
Flash.
claps until we can get the fourth one. I'm sure someone will come and take his seat real fast.
Yeah.
He'll get Wally pipped. But
I was gonna say if it's not like obviously like I know what she's. I would say the fourth one genuinely would be the fucking son of the Black Dahlia murderer doctor.
Oh yes,
because that guy
cop.
opened a lot of shit.
Yep.
The cop, that guy came forward.
You got a great memory. Like to recall that
I
stuff.
would have no problem with
Yeah.
him taking that fourth spot. I think that would be our top four. I think unless I'm forgetting something, nobody from Maura Murray really stands out. Oh, I guess you could say like. An honorable fifth mention would be the people that run that fucking Maura Murray podcast. To have 200-something episodes about that case is fucking wild. So that's nuts.
Oh, I almost forgot. We got a DM on Instagram.
Shit.
Shout out. Well, maybe next time. Maybe I don't say a name. We got a remember the deck. Remember the podcast, The Deck, where every deck of cards, every card is goes to a certain case. So somebody DM'd us, and that one thing that we thank you very much for the DM, that they would hand these decks of cards out to inmates in hopes that they would get more information from the inmates.
Oh, that's great.
What
that's a great tip because they all playing cards.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's fucking interesting.
That's
what a marketing strat.
That's unreal.
Those people, that's another teacher class.
Yeah. Put her on the Rushmore.
Sell a course.
Yeah, sell a course.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Robin.
Shout out to
for
Robin.
the DM.
Oh, and you know what? Shout out Heather Bish. Is that
Yup.
Molly Bish's sister?
Yup.
They're doing a 48 hours on Molly Bish. It's coming out soon, I think in the next day or so.
So because there's like a female detective now that's taking on the case
They're
and
saying
stuff,
that
right?
she's going heavy, and Heather Bish seems to be getting. The family seems to be excited with the investigation that's happening. So maybe we'll get a little bit of.
Shout out to that detective and shout out to Heather Bish, obviously. Yeah. Shout out to Zachary Marr's cousin our sister who reached out to us. She was great, just giving the family's perspective. We've had a lot of really cool people reach out and give some different sides. Even just like people that know some of these families or direct family members. And it was like, this is kind of what it was like at this point to give us some perspective and some kind of setting and, mood and place and shit. And it's been very interesting to hear. And nice to hear from a lot of you, honestly. A lot of it's good stuff. Some of it's morbidly interesting stuff. But, it's part of the game. But yeah, the Mount Rushmore is going to be, I think, police dispatcher guy right here, the Black Dahlia doctor's son guy. Who else did I say? You just said I had a good memory.
I know. I think it's like long-term memory. Your short-term memory, you're like a goldfish.
Little
Long-term, you're good.
The long term's more important, I think.
I would agree.
I got an honorable mention to Johnny Gosh's mom.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Unless she's completely delusional.
Well, yeah, if she's completely
Yeah,
loony,
we don't know.
yeah, but I actually tend to believe.
The visit at the nighttime thing is like where I'm like, oh, hold on, lady, what the fuck? Like,
that's what would get her on here.
Yeah. So, that's another fucking episode of The Search, man.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite episodes that we've done. I think this was a fucking crazy one. And there's going to be more people coming forward. We're like, yo, this is where I was at this time and blah, blah, blah. And I worked here at the fucking hospital or some shit.
Yeah, I do like there was a little justice done in this one. Sometimes we don't get to see any justice.
It was nice to have some one with some closure. Yeah, this is why I was like, you know what? Let's get some fucking endings to these stories.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for next week. After this, we're going to be in Middlesex County. And then the week after that, we're back in the city of Boston.
I guess so.
Yeah. See you guys on the next episode of The Search. And shout out to Post 1917 in Lexington. This episode is brought to you in part by them. See you on the next one.